Welcome back to Psychic Renegade Tarot. My name is Bethany. I felt like filming this way. I want to do a pick a card again. I have some other crime videos in the making, but I'll get to those later. I want to do a pick a card. I got a suggestion from a subscriber to do habits you need to let go of and how to do it. So this is more like practical advice is what I'm thinking. Anyways, I have a tarot deck and then I have 3 oracle decks because we're going to dig into it. I feel like oracle decks are good for this kind of scenario. And yeah, let me see. We're going to do, you guys are going to have to pick by crystal because I'm just going to pull cards on camera tonight. So we'll still do 3 piles. So let's do pile 1 with the fluorite, pile 2 with pyrite, and pile 3 with desert rose. Okay, so take a second, pick your pile, we'll skip ahead. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Instagram if you want. Check out my website if you want to book. And I love to read your comments, so let me know. And if it was you that suggested this topic, let me know. I can check back in my comments, but anyway, that is it. Let's get into it. Okay, this was pile 1. Pile 1, if you chose fluorite, this is your pile, this is your reading. Let's get into the tarot first. I don't typically shuffle on camera because it takes up time and it annoys me, but I think it's just I get self-conscious about like sounds when I'm filming, so just like the shuffling sound, I'm like, I feel like it annoys people when you're listening to tarot videos, but not all the time. Okay. So the topic the subscriber wanted me to talk about was what do you need to let go of and how to do that, and it's like more maybe habits. So these are probably negative habits, which is interesting because the 6 of Wands came out. So this could be seen as like a need for attention or approval, or like you might find your comfort zone in fitting into groups of people or being accepted, something like that. So this is like looking for external validation too much, or just to the maybe reminding yourself that you don't need to do that, or even like detoxing from this if this is like a habit. If you post a lot on social media, or you like to share a lot of details of your life to others to see if they approve or not, like something like that, like you may look for external validation more than you should, or spirit is calling you to take notice of this. It's not unhealthy in itself, but if you feel the need over your own internal validation, or like accepting yourself and who you want to be, if you feel like how others see you is more important than that, then that's an imbalance your higher self is saying. It shouldn't be that way. What you believe about yourself should matter more, and that's something you might have to train your brain to accept. 4 of Swords. Okay, so you might be prone to depressive mood swings, or I feel like you sometimes have a negative lens on your life and situations where you look for negatives, or it just feels automatic to the point where you're actually missing some of the positives in scenarios or in your life, or it's causing like unnecessary stress because it's like something you're hyper focusing on. And then also I'm seeing this as a 4 of Swords isn't always negative. I think it's also, it's like saying to prevent this kind of feeling, or to help combat the need for attention. It's saying take a break maybe and let yourself rest. So it's not just a depressive card. It's saying also this can be healthy rest. Taking time off, literally taking a nap, making sure you get 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. That's for someone, feels specific. It actually affects your mood and your sleep cycle and your overall just quality of life, how much you sleep and how regularly you do. So look into that if you don't if you're an insomniac, or you have trouble sleeping, or you just don't sleep enough and it's wearing on you, this could be affecting you more than you realize. So take rest if you need it. Okay, I'm getting into kind of like things you're dealing with or things you might need to break away from, and then we'll get into more of like the how-to. Okay, Knight of Wands. So this is tying into the other energy of the Six of Wands and the Four of Swords here. I'm seeing it as you might struggle to slow down. You might struggle to kind of take a pause. You might be pretty active, pretty busy. You might work a lot. You might hang out with people a lot. You might be involved in a lot of things. I feel like you're just naturally a very busy person. You might have a lot of fire placements or even air. I feel like you have a very natural free spirit, but Spirit is saying not to rein it in, just to know when to let it out and who to let it out around. There's some people you shouldn't trust this energy with. So Spirit is saying this is like setting boundaries on how you present yourself as a person. Not that you should be inauthentic, but you should only trust certain people to actually see like the inner you or certain sides of yourself. Spirit is just saying be protective. Sometimes you shouldn't share everything with everybody, or you don't have to let out all the sides of you around certain people. Like know when it can put you in danger or harm or end up in your detriment, when it's just a matter of you just don't need to involve those people in that part of your life kind of thing. Or yeah, with the moon, it's like setting energetic boundaries is what I'm getting off of the moon energy, because we're stepping into like how to do this. And so to take a rest and it's like taking yourself out of the mix of the world, like having more energetic boundaries on what you show and what you present and who you are, what you hold space for that's private, and that's okay. Setting those kind of boundaries. And then I feel like this is very much on like your schedule, kind of setting practical boundaries so that you can get rest, so you're not running yourself too thin. I feel like with the Six of Wands here, you might be pretty successful or very busy. So you have a big family, big friend group, maybe you organize something. You literally could be an entertainer or an entertainment. You're very busy. I feel like you move in this Knight of Wands energy a lot, so you need to take time for yourself when it's necessary. And the moon here, I feel like, is like kind of veiling your intimate self. It's okay to have a separate side of yourself you hold for just close friends, lovers, family, not social media or your neighbors or just like anybody and everybody. I feel like you're learning to do this. And I also feel like, ooh, okay. I was gonna touch on if you're into the occult or magic or anything like that. This might play into it, or you might be able to use perfecting that art. Do more personal spells or rituals, maybe for specific things you want or need, or that would like aid your life. It's okay to do that. I feel like maybe you focus on other people a lot, and you need to strengthen your magic. It's gonna help you in some way. And I feel like part of this is following the lunar cycles. So full moons, new moons cycles. So it works with the natural energy and helps you utilize it in the best way. I could be speaking to more females right now, because females tend to link up with the lunar cycle. Like they say, men, this is like very like broad and like obviously only binary, but they say men align more with like the sun cycle, like the daily schedule, and women align more with the monthly schedule. Before I move on, I feel like this is speaking directly to the Six of Wands energy on how to deal with this. So veiling a little aspect of yourself is okay, and I think it's necessary in your line of work. 9 of Cups is practical advice for dealing with the Four of Swords. So combating depressive energy, a lack of rest, or just needing to take time to rest. A way you might actually do this is enriching yourself emotionally. So ironically, it could be spending time with friends and family, but just resting maybe from your responsibilities or career or job duties. This is like a very personal kind of energy, the 9 of Cups. It's what gives you fulfillment. So taking time to nurture yourself, taking time to rest, doing things that really delight your inner child, maybe reading a good novel, maybe traveling to a city and trying a fun restaurant. These are just things I do. Learning something new you've wanted to, visiting somebody that's really special to you, going out with people you care about, having some like good food, good drinks. This is just like really enjoying life in the moment. It's that kind of energy, making the most of moments and having a good day. So it's, if you're feeling down, getting outside, getting in nature, getting around people that you care about, doing something nice for yourself, making steps to change that energy and not stay in like a depressive down mood. And I'm not talking like major depression. Definitely see a professional if it's something like that. I'm just talking about like moods, like daily swings, or yeah, just like normal ups and downs. So if you're dealing with just burnout, or maybe you've dealt with depression in the past and you beat it, but you have like bad days that pop up once in a while, or maybe you're going through a rough season of life and this isn't like a depression, but it's just stress. Something is kind of plaguing you right now and you're dealing with it, so it's wearing you out. So take time for joy, take time for fun, take time for yourself. It's okay to pamper yourself. It's okay to just go out. It's okay to put work down for a minute, put your phone down for a minute. Do things that really heal your heart chakra, your heart space. What is some more advice? One more card and then I'm going to get into some oracle cards and then we'll wrap it up. Pile 1. The Magician. What did I say with the moon? Okay, so how to move with the Knight of Wands energy. So how to like ground yourself and focus your energy to be very efficient and satisfied in what you're working towards, or the kind of life you want. Working on your magic. So I feel like you have strong internal powers, and some of them you haven't fully harnessed. So working with your knowledge in this area. This could be seeking a mentor, taking a class, however you prefer to learn. Maybe you like podcasting. And then this is just, I feel like, exploring more your powers personally. So trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, working with the elements. This, I'm seeing working with water, how you can bend and manipulate energy, basically, if you're into that sort of thing. I feel like you are if you chose this. Let's pull a couple oracle cards. These are such pretty cards. I'll show you first. Princess Charming. Oh my god, this is so appropriate. I take the horse by the reins and become my own Princess Charming, taking care of my own needs. Exactly. And I don't feel like by this power, by this energy, you're doing bad. I feel like you actually might be doing too good, and it's burning you out a little and wearing you thin, and you need to regenerate yourself, pour back into yourself, and you'll be fine. So I embrace my body. These are such lovely cards. I honor and embrace all of my body. I am receptive to her special needs. See? Do you need to sleep more? Do you need to have fun? Do you need to exercise? Do you need to detox? Do you need to eat better? You know what I mean? Like, what does your body need? Tune into that. Make a mission statement for your soul. That's so true, though. Every successful company has like a mission statement, or like something. It's like basically like a brand slogan for like what they represent. this is like something you should think about, something you should do for yourself. Like, what do I represent? What do I want to represent? What is my soul craving? What do I need to feel fulfilled and happy? And just like write it out. Just like let yourself write out any ideas and circle in on what you want. Meditate on it, you know. Creator fire. I said you might have fire energy. It's just in the reading a lot. So you're definitely a creator. You might be an entrepreneur. You're definitely a badass. You just go get things. You just need to learn how to balance your energy a little bit more and harness it. Yeah, you'll be more efficient. Shift the way to new potential. See? It's like you're doing fine. You just need to tweak your approach a little bit. You might be putting too much pressure on yourself or something else's or someone else's. It's okay to slow down. Trust me, the years fly by. They just do. All right, her everyday oracle. Okay. Anyway, this one is, I chose stand for something so that you don't fall for everything. This goes right back into making your own mission statement. So yes, like, I mean, I just don't understand how people don't self-reflect. I don't know. Isn't that what we're supposed to do here? Maybe I just feel that way because I'm alive past 7 and we're like very spiritual, but like, I always think about, who am I? What do I want to do? What do I want to be? Are my actions like a representation of who I really am and how I think? So you don't wake up someday and be like, who the hell am I and how did I get here and what is this life I'm living? You know what I mean? Like, having a purposeful life so that you actually look back with pride and you're like, wow, I did all that stuff. That's crazy. That's awesome. You and your loved ones are protected. So if you're worried about that, you're fine. If you're worried about taking leaps of faith, you're fine. Or if something was on your mind regarding to that, you're okay. I feel like your magic is working or you're already protected and you have strong ancestors. So don't worry. Let's pull a couple more. Okay, sorry, pile 1. My camera cut off. Okay, so last card I think I'm going to do for you guys, this oracle, it says, you could benefit from making a list, being organized, creating a vision board, or simply writing down your thoughts and goals. So, like I was saying, like harnessing your energy. So I feel like you're doing fine. You just need to work out the kinks and some practical things like eating good, taking care of yourself, setting a better schedule, so you can maintain long term. You know, you're doing just fine. Spirit's just reminding you to take care of yourself. So if you needed to hear that, that's what I'm here to say. Okay, see you in my next reading. Bye, guys. If you are from pile 1, welcome. And if not, then hi, this is pile 2. So let's move the fluorite. Pile 1 was fluorite. Pile 2 was my pyrite. This is you guys. Okay. What are we talking about? What are some habits you need to break and what are some practical ways of doing that? This was a topic suggested by a subscriber. It's like my favorite part of actually posting content is like seeing how it resonates for people. It's just cool. It's cool connecting with people all over the world. Okay, pile 2. 2 of Wands. You might struggle with indecision. You might have Gemini placements. You might have a Gemini Mars, Libra Mars. You might weigh things out to death to where like you can't even decide, or you just have an expansive kind of mind, so you can see too many possibilities sometimes, and it's hard for you actually to decide what you want to do, which way you want to go. We're going to get into how to break these down practically, but we're going to pull out kind of what you're struggling with first. 5 of Wands. Don't get mad at me, pile 2, because I'm relating to this pile as well, but I'm going to roast you a little bit. Not really. I'm just going to call you out. You might be combative. You might be a little stubborn. This isn't like know-it-all energy. This is more like You just don't like being told kind of thing. Like, and I don't feel like it's just only stubborn. I feel like you are intelligent, you have good ideas, so if someone's going to tell you what to do, they better know what they're talking about, kind of thing. So you might take this to extremes sometimes, where you have blind spots, or you kind of like tune people out. You don't listen to people that are key in your life, key partners, key people, family. So you might need to loosen the reins on this a little bit. Don't be so set in your ways. It's okay. It's okay to learn from other people. It's okay. That's how life is supposed to be. Strength. Yes. Okay, so I'm getting this as you might have some very high walls that you've built up, and this kind of plays into your personality. Some of it is your personality. You're just very strong by nature, and some of it is kind of a trauma response. You've been through some things, and you just don't want to repeat those scenarios, so you might push people away a little too much. You might have built your walls a little too high, or your expectations, the Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying sometimes you might have raised your expectations too high, because it's like a way for you to protect yourself in your eyes, but it's actually continuing to hurt you, because you're having these high expectations for people in your life instead of releasing them with unconditional love and letting them be who they are, or loving them where they're at. If you have these expectations that you feel validated in, which is fine, it's actually hurting you in the long run, because it's setting yourself up for disappointment, honestly. Like, people aren't always going to disappoint you, but they will. You disappoint yourself. We're human. We disappoint people. So you can't expect people to be perfect. If you want them in your life, you have to love them where they're at. Be willing to work with them, forgive them, grow with them. And if that is too much, you might have to just set some boundaries with these people, but don't push people away that care about you out of poor programming or bad examples you grew up with or trauma. Try to really I'm sorry that I'm calling you out. You probably like hate me right now. Try to self-reflect if you're projecting or not in scenarios, or if it's a valid feeling that has facts to back it up, or are you projecting past wounds onto current people and expecting the worst out of people, or expecting too much out of people, and you need them to just let them be who they are. And then put them in your life accordingly, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll stop grilling you, sorry. Don't be mad. What does Spirit say you should do about this energy? It's kind of a defensive energy. It's a strong energy, it's just defensive a little. It comes off a little defensive, more than I think you mean it to. Maybe you do mean it to. 7 of Cups. Open up your options. Try to open yourself up emotionally. You can take baby steps. You can, vet people out, make sure they're solid, and then open up to them. Spirit is saying the best is yet to come. If you're in a rut, or you feel stuck, or you look to the past too much, Spirit is saying the best is yet to come. So you need to open yourself up to these opportunities and people and relationships and experiences, or you're gonna miss it. Spirit doesn't want you to miss out. So don't compare things to the past too much, and don't hold yourself back too much out of fear, because the best days you're gonna have in your life are yet to be. So you need to know that, you need to expect that, and let it into your life, okay? Not everybody's a snake. Not everybody's a snake. And also, okay, if this is playing into indecision, it's You don't always have to have the answers. You don't always have to know where you're going to be next year. You don't always have to know your end game. You know what I mean? It's okay to live in the moment a little bit more, and it'll help you be less decisive. It's like you don't, or less indecisive. You don't have to have everything figured out. So don't don't feel like, oh, I don't know where this is going to go, or if this is going to work out for me, so I'm too scared to try. Like that kind of energy. Like, don't hold back because you're unsure. It's okay to try things. It's okay to fail. It's just going to be part of your story. It'll make you better. 7 of Wands. Okay. So I'm getting this as, in response to the 5 of Wands, the 7 of Wands came out. Sorry for not showing you the cards. So don't be combative with others. Be self-reflective. Like, she's even meditating. So it's like the more inner work you're gonna do, you'll be able to mesh well with others better. You won't be as triggered. You'll feel more tempered. You'll feel more balanced. The more you go within. So take time with just yourself, however you do that. I'm looking at this as some kind of self-discipline, something that would help you feel your own emotions, work through those, reflect on the past, and make peace with your own energy so that you're not like projecting anything negative outwardly. Okay, Spirit is saying this is a more effective way to defend your energy. Instead of being outwardly defensive towards others, be more proactive inwardly. Like, take actions to help balance yourself inwardly, because it's gonna help you react to the world and react to others in a calm manner, in a peaceful manner. What is that? It's like the concept of Buddha. Like, if you make peace with yourself, like, the world can't affect you. Like, your state in the world can't affect you. How other people treat you can't affect you. It's like a form of nirvana, basically. It's like you're mastering yourself, your own energy. It's very powerful. 6 of Pentacles. So this is beautiful. Under the Strength card, Spirit is saying, be willing to accept help from others. Be willing to admit when you need help, and the universe will play this game with you. If you give energy, they'll give it back, but you have to receive it. So having less expectations of others and more expectation of your ancestors and the universe and God, whoever you pray to. This is like having an open hand to God, like expecting that energy to take care of you, and not having to be so strong, or accepting that even if you're weak at times, or even if you need help or look to others around you, it doesn't make you weak. Like, it just makes you human. So it's okay to rely on others a little bit. Don't be too independent. You let others help you a little bit. It's just going to balance your energy better and actually open you up to more gifts from the universe and more help. Okay, I hope you know what I'm saying. It's like, let the universe help you a little bit. You don't have to work so hard. Okay, let's go to my Soulful Woman's Oracle deck. I just dropped like so many cards. Okay, sorry. Let's try this again. Let's pull a couple. I think I pulled 2 for group 1. In the Flow. These are backwards. You can't read them. I just want to show you the artwork. When I'm in the flow, magic happens. Okay, I was saying that. That's like a term for me. In the flow kind of, for me, represents that like creative energy when you're like zoned out and you're just creating and you're in a flow energy. You're not thinking about time. You're not thinking about sleeping, eating, anything like that. You're just flowing with your natural energy, and then also letting your walls down and letting the universe support you in this flow energy, if that makes sense. Like the practical mind too much, but Let yourself be in a creative mind as well. So you can really relax enough to utilize that energy. Friendship. I am deeply grateful for the gifts of friends. My appreciation for them is endless. So if you have some good friends, spend some time with them. This is going to help you take your mind out of being stuck or being in a rut or just kind of combating your own energy. I feel like you're spinning your wheels a little too much and you just need to chill a little bit. So your friends might help you do this. They might help you relax, have fun, kick back, take a break, take a breather, and just remind you who you are, let you laugh. That kind of thing is very good for you. Let's pull a couple more. I forgot what the name of this oracle deck was, but I'll link it if I remember. Oh my gosh. Balance. That's what I've been saying. So, yes, you just need to balance yourself out a little bit. Like tapping into your energy, it's feeling kind of just like pent up. Like you need a good massage or you need a good bath. Yeah, so it's not a dig. It's just when you balance yourself out a little bit, you'll feel much better and you're going to mesh with everyone else better and the universe and your own goals. So what do you really want? What do you really want? It's backwards. You can't even read it, can you? Yeah. What do you really want? Like, don't sacrifice your daily happiness for a future goal. Like, don't grind too hard that you can't appreciate the year we're living in now. So take time to enjoy yourself. If you're overworking, if you're pushing yourself too hard, take time to reflect. Step ahead is all you need. So yeah, maybe you're like thinking too far ahead and it's stressing you out a little bit. Like, try to live a little bit more in the now, in the daily. Like, not to bring up the Bible, there's some verse about this. Like, there's enough to worry about for the day. You don't always have to think about tomorrow. So it's just like focus on today, and that is enough. It's like a natural way for our mind to work, I feel like, so that you don't overburden it. You and your loved ones are protected. That came out in pile 1 too. So if you're worried about that, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna shuffle again. You have strong guides. That came out already in this pile. You have strong guides that protect you if you're ever worried about your physical safety or spiritual safety. Establish healthier habits that will allow you to live a life with long-term success. Didn't I say that? You have to pace yourself. You know, it's like that kind of idea. So figuring out a healthy balance in your life and your lifestyle that works for you, that makes you happy. You have enough time for things you're pursuing, enough time for your relationship, your friends, your family, etc. Whatever is important to you. It's sustainable, so you're not going to burn out. I feel like you need another oracle. Today is the perfect day to do absolutely nothing. So maybe you need a break. Maybe you just need a rest. This is basically just listening to your body. Whatever you do need is totally cool. That's nothing to apologize for. Do you, boo. That's it, group 2. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. Let me know what you thought of the reading, if it resonated. I do short little reads over on Instagram if you want to check me out there. And that is about it. Talk to you later. Pile 3. Did you choose Desert Rose? This is your pile. There you go. Okay, let's do your reading. What habits do you need to break? And what are some practical ways to do that? Let's get into it. I have 1 tarot deck, 3 oracle decks, We're going to kind of break down what you need to let go of, what's holding you back, or what you need to shift, and then some practical ways to work on that energy. Okay, pile 3, see what you got. Okay. Some of you are watching more than one pile, or Spirit is just saying the same things to a lot of you, which could be true too. So 6 of Wands I pulled in pile 1. Same placement, first card, 6 of Wands. So you might also be struggling with your self-image. You might be too critical of yourself, or and pile 1 was more like they were worried about what other people thought too much, and I feel like this is more you're worried about your own image too much, and you might be a little too self-critical. So I feel like this is a little just to the detriment, like you overthink it, and it's causing you to look over some of your attributes and focus too much on your flaws. So that's not good. 2 of Cups. This might happen more in relationships. So I feel like you're confident when you're single and you get more in your head in a relationship, or even in friendships and some of your closer relationships like family. Maybe you might have like a negative assumption of how people see you, or you might apologize too much, or dumb yourself down, or make yourself small, something like this. It's like you have a negative way that you approach relationships that Spirit wants you to work on. It might not be so crazy. It just might be you're a little codependent, or you're a little too shy, you don't speak up for yourself when you should, or maybe you're a little bossy or argumentative, or you know what I mean. You might have some tendencies that come out more in a relationship the Spirit wants you to work on. So I feel like some of this is some of it is like letting people in, and some of it is like agreeableness. Like some of you are a little too defensive, and Spirit wants you to consider people's opinions more and relax a little. You don't always have to be on the defense. You don't always have to be right. And some of this, for some of you, it's more, what was I gonna say? It's more projection. Like when you get insecure, you might project it onto your partner or onto other people. Like you assume they're thinking negative when maybe they're not. Something like that. Yeah. It's like maybe you fear commitment, or you fear going deep with people. I feel like there's something inside of you. Oh, this is getting deep. There's something inside of you that you fear, that you don't want to really address or look at, and it might even be subconscious. And so this carries into your relationships too, because you don't want to face that thing or have a certain vice be known or come up in a relationship. You're very self-protective, but also self-deprecating at the same time. So yeah. King of Swords, you might just be, this makes sense, it's feeling like a lot of mental energy. You're in your head too much. Like you overanalyze. You might have air placements, Mercury placements, or Virgo placements. Don't have to, but you have an overactive mind sometimes. You're very intelligent, but sometimes it's you're your own worst enemy kind of thing, because you overthink relationships, overthink yourself, and yeah, the world around you. It's just like you're just always overthinking. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so how can you combat this tendency to care too much how you are viewed by others, or care too much about your own kind of reputation, for lack of a better word. It's Four of Pentacles, so it's kind of holding on to a grounding energy, like a foundational energy, where you came from, traditions, parts, things in your culture that you cherish. So I feel like this is more like celebrating a broader you, and not just a surface or internal you. Does that make any sense? Like celebrating the other people in your life and your culture and where you came from and your roots. Could even be like looking up your like genealogy kind of thing. Like you might find something out about yourself that you didn't know that helps you piece some kind of information together in your life. I feel like something's gonna click if you go exploring, or if you learn a new language, or if you honor your own heritage in some way, or learn more about it. Visit maybe your country of origin, or family, something like that. For some of you, don't like your hair and you should wear it natural, or explore some natural styles with it. You might actually figure out some that you like that look really good on you. Six of Swords. So how can you get out of this Two of Cups energy? So like building up walls in relationships, lack of fear of commitment, or projecting negative emotions onto your partners. Okay, we're back. Sorry, pile 3. I had to pause for a little bit. It's a different day now. But let's finish up your reading, okay? So I was looking at the Two of Cups energy and your just difficulty in relationships, or maybe opening up in relationships. And the way that you can heal this or fix this is the Six of Swords. So I feel like this isn't, so it's gonna be different for everybody, but I feel like this is like not being because some things you have to confront. So it's not being non-confrontational, but it's being like not being defensive, but being willing to work through issues. And I feel like this is also like opening yourself up to new possibilities, like not getting stuck in the same like expectation. Like maybe my past partner cheated on me, so I expect my next partner to cheat on me. Like breaking that kind of cycle. So if you always seem to attract the same kind of partner, or you expect the same kind of situations in relationships to where it actually kind of manifests or deters a relationship in some way, like making the efforts to work on your own like perception of love and perception of people, and like personal trust issues, I feel like. So it's not necessarily how to fix a certain relationship, it's how to fix your own inner wounds and childhood wounds, so that you don't take those into whatever relationship you're in, current one, your future relationships, etc. So this is calling you to like face your shadow side and your any like wounds, and work on healing that, so that so you're not like acting out your trauma. So you're not pushing away good people because you're afraid they're gonna hurt. Sorry, I like mess with my hair too much. It was kind of crazy today, and now it's even fluffier and crazier now. Anyway, this is what you guys get. I just want to finish the reading. Sorry. Been cleaning my house all day, and I did not want to curl my hair for your video. Sorry. Because it's just like the end. I'm just wrapping this last reading up. So anyway, also some of you might have spirit guides that present themselves as birds, specifically crows. If that's being depicted in this card here. So for some of you that's relevant, for some of you it's not, but take it if it resonates. I feel like also some of you might be drawn to storms,
or even the beach. So if you can't get away to like a beach and relax, and obviously unless you're like a storm chaser, you can't really go like find a storm, so maybe listening to like nice meditation sounds or something like that, something that will put you in like that kind of relaxing, calming mood, might be good for you to do regularly. If you have like emotional wounds or any kind of trauma, that's coming through. I'm also seeing this as you might need to lay down some kind of protection. This could be like an energy thing. This may be wounds that you have healed or you've worked on healing, but demonic energies, lower energies, negative energies have a way of feeding on it. So they will bring it back up and try to kind of like reopen an old wound basically to get that energy out of you. So do some protection over your heart chakra is what I'm seeing with her red shawl here. That would be beneficial for you. You need to use spell work to protect yourself. Look into that. Do your own research, or honor your own practices. Some of you also might need to take like a boat trip. This is like random, but maybe you need to go somewhere by boat. Maybe you need to get out on the water for a day and relax. Maybe that's very soothing to you. Or I feel like your heart is calling you to go somewhere by boat. This could be just like some kind of excursion or cruise or fishing with a buddy or kayaking. It could be anything, any kind of boat. This could even be like taking a ferry to another city. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, let's move on. So the next issue we're addressing is the King of Swords. So intelligence and how to use it, and not getting caught up in your own head. Like how can you best utilize your mind is how I'm going to look at this, and how can you get control of your mind so that it doesn't run away from you and become an enemy. The Chariot. So, okay, this makes sense. I feel like Spirit is telling me this too, personally. I'll get this, to share a little personal story too. I'll get this way as well. Like after a while, I feel like I get busy and caught up in life. Sometimes I will neglect my own self-care, and then I'll notice my mind starts getting away from me, or I start having like ruminating thoughts or anxious thoughts, or where you just have like, you feel like your mind just kind of spins and spins and spins, and you don't feel like it's like as clear as you want it to be, or you can't like figure out a problem in your life. Like you just like overthink to death. So the Chariot is just like breaking up that stagnant energy by getting into another element. So if you're caught in your mind, you need to get into your body, into your spirit. It's like switching gears basically. So the easiest thing for me is if I'm caught in my head to exercise, like go on a run, do some yoga, lift weights, whatever, however you prefer to exercise. Chariot card here, Spirit is saying take action. So some kind of movement. Maybe you need to like dance, maybe you need to run, maybe you just need to like get out of the house, maybe you need to get out of town. It could even be like setting a schedule. If you feel like you're all over the place, it's like more like taking like purposeful actions throughout your day. So setting a schedule might help your mind get into a rhythm that's more gentle, because it might take out some of the little things in your mind. Okay, so it's like if you already have a set schedule and your brain gets into a pattern, it can go a little on autopilot on like the daily tasks. You don't have to think so hard about every little thing. It's like, okay, I know I'm gonna make breakfast at this time, do this, do that, do that. So it takes out some of the second guessing or even planning when things are just like on auto set. So if you tend to be a free bird and a little scattered and you don't like schedules, that's fine. But if it's starting to stress you out because it's actually taking up more of your day to plan on the go, maybe try getting into a rhythm, and that will take out those moments of guessing and help calm your mind more, so that you have space for figuring out deeper things in your life or creative things in your mind that you want to give space to, your brain will have more capacity for that, if that makes sense. And I feel like I'm rambling, pile 3, so let's get into your oracle cards. Yes, we don't like rambling. Anger as my sacred ally. These cards are so cool. So I listen to the messages within my anger and use it as a positive force for good. So this is just like the idea of like righteous anger, that like anger is not always a bad emotion. It's perfectly justified, especially if it's in response to injustice or something awful. So it has its time and its place, and Spirit is calling you to acknowledge that and to work with that and to honor that. And don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and others when it's appropriate. So it's like taming your anger is very powerful, but you also need to let it out when you need to. Sometimes it's very necessary. One more. The unknown. I bow to the infinite intelligence of the cosmos, and my next steps are revealed. She's very haunting. You might be of Spanish descent or Indian, like native, but you don't have to be. She also looks very haunting, like you might resonate with the dead or the underworld or speaking with spirits in some way. And I don't know what these little flowers are called. They used to paint these. My Chinese friend used to paint these on napkins, but these little flowers, they look exactly like this flower. It's like more abstract, but I don't know. They look the same, so that might be someone's favorite flower. Okay. Let's pull some of these. I forget what these are called, but they're just little advice cards, like kind of pick-me-up cards. Stop, drop, and ground. So work on grounding your energy. Walking barefoot in the grass, getting outside, hug a tree, that kind of thing. Working with the elements is a great way to ground your energy. So burn some candles, take a bath, play with your plants, or, you know, like get your hands dirty kind of thing. Get outside, get some fresh air. Soul on fire. But yeah, you're just a passionate person. You have a lot to give, and that's clear here. You're intelligent, you have a big heart, you have a big destiny, but you just need to learn how to tame that, how to trust that, and how to work with it. So healing your wounds, working with your own energies, and letting yourself be who you are, like letting out your angry side when it's appropriate, and that sort of thing. Spirit's saying one more of these. Creator Earth. So you might have some strong Earth energy in your chart as well. You don't have to. Maybe just resonate with Earth energy, or it balances you nicely. You might be a water sign or have water in your chart too. Earth and water tend to go nicely together, and fire and air tend to go nicely together. So this could also be telling you a good way to set your soul on fire and to ground is to do something earth related. Maybe you are into like the environment, taking care of in the environment, things like that, or just like maybe you're a plant person, maybe you have a garden, and maybe you live on a farm, you know, maybe you just like going out on like a scenic drive or something like that. Not only that, but I would really like actually get outside, like go on a walk if you can, breathe the fresh air. Allow someone to love you completely naked with all of your clothes on. I think that's a song too. Who's that song by? I'm trying to think of it. I think it's called Naked by I want to say her, but I don't think it's her. I think it's by, oh my gosh, this doesn't bother me. I'm going to look it up. Hold on. Okay, I looked it up. It's Ella Mai. That song Naked by Ella Mai is so pretty. And the lyrics are really cute. It's about accepting yourself. It's about healing yourself. And it's about accepting someone to love you that loves like every part of you. The whole true you. The healed version of you. Not the wounded version. It's about that. It's really pretty song. I love her. Okay, let's do a couple more of these. This is my girl, Evolving Goddess 444's decks. She has so many great decks. This is just an oldie but a goodie. Her Everyday Oracle. It's a very soft, gentle energy, very encouraging. I love this deck. Stand for something so that you don't fall for everything. I feel like another pile got this, didn't they? But yeah, it's like knowing who you are, honoring who you are, and really like letting that out. So instead of looking externally to be like compare yourself to people or look at like what's trendy or what's acceptable or what society says you should be or can be, coloring inside the lines, if you will, this is like going inward and asking yourself who you are and validating that for yourself and letting your higher self and your inner child speak to you. And I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, it's just like being brave enough to explore that and to accept that and to see who you really are and not just making yourself into a carbon copy of the people around you because it's comfortable. That sounded a little harsh, but I didn't mean to. Your fearlessness will intimidate many who couldn't find the courage within themselves to do what you are doing. Stay focused on your vision. So yeah, you might be a silent leader. Not everybody just like, hey, I admire you. Hey, what you're doing is pretty cool. But I mean, when they do say those things, it's nice. But I have a feeling you have people looking up to you they don't even know that they are. Or the more you pursue healing and being your authentic self and showing up that way for yourself in relationships, in your career, in every avenue of your life, you're just gonna draw more like authentic admirers because I don't know, I feel like people naturally admire people that are themselves and honor who they are. It takes courage to do so, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see a genuine human expression. That sounds kind of corny, but I'm serious. Like, you know, something different, something that's just unique and it's just itself, and it doesn't apologize for that. I love that. Pile 3, I'm cleaning up your cards if you can't tell, so we are done with your reading. I'm going to head to bed. I got a long day tomorrow. Comment if it resonated. Let me know what you thought. Just ignore my hair, please. All right. Good night.